Hello, hi, how are you? Welcome to Igbo Queer and Unfiltered podcast. My name is Charles. How have you been? I hope you are doing good. Thank you so much for being here, for listening, for engaging, for joining the movement for truth, visibility, representation, and freedom. We see you. We love you. You are amazing. We are wonderful. We are all in this together. We are doing the things. We stay moisturized, hydrated, juicy, glowy, and unbothered over here. We understand that who we are is not wrong over here. We understand that life is to be lived, that it is about humanity, and we will continue to speak on things that matters. This is a platform for LGBTQIA plus individuals and our allies. Let's get into today's topic. African anti-gay laws. We know that our priorities as people are heavily misplaced. We are hypocritical. Hypocritical. That is why you hear things like protect culture, protect our culture, protect this, that. None of these things is about protecting anybody. It is not about protecting our mental well-being, about who we are. No, it is about creating these laws that they claim protects culture. But what it does is protecting political power, religious manipulation on people, and literally protecting colonial morality. Because when it comes to morality, whenever people speak to me, I get this all the time. Whenever I am spoken to, all I hear is, find Jesus, repent, you are a sinner, God will punish you, heaven and hell is real. It is about colonial morality. And what has happened is a lot of these things, what they've done, and some of these people who don't really know this, is that they are the worst people. They think that they are better than you. They think that you are evil because they think you are a sinner, meaning you need to find God. I am speaking especially to us queer Africans that are living in fear of these laws, and to you, a lot of you who pretend that you don't see all of these things happening. Because if you live in a culture where people are attacked, people are maimed, people are told that their humanity does not mean anything, you are complicit. You are part of the problem. You are evil yourself. I saw a video about someone complaining about something that happened in Nigeria, and they were telling them that they shouldn't do whatever because of the name they gave their content. I'm not just going to go into these details. The reason why I'm saying this is that a lot of our rules and regulations are laws, and what we pursue is just misplaced. There's a lot of things for people to worry about in Africa, like inequitable distribution of resources and things like this, and child poverty, a lot of things actually that I cannot name, that if I begin to name today, this episode will be 4 hours. But the reality of this is that we need to stop pretending as a people and start to speak. Anti-gay laws in Africa are not about culture, morality, or tradition. They are about control, fear, and power. Queer Africans, we are not criminals. We are not. But you know what our government do? Our governments treat us like we are the problem, but we are not the problem. And I see this happen all the time because our governments do these things. A lot of people in our countries feel like they now have the power and audacity to speak to us. That is why we are attacked. That is why we are unalived. That is why we are punished, because the government and leaders enable this nonsense. Do you understand? The problem is not queer people. The problem is corruption, poverty, and violence. The problem is bad governance. The problem is corrupt leaders. I will use Nigeria as an example here. Nigeria as a country, we have a problem. 30 to 40% of our problem is our government. The rest of it is the citizens. Everybody does not like progress. They don't like seeing people succeed. They don't like seeing people happy. It is freaking horrible. These laws do not protect the society. It does not benefit anybody. Have you heard the saying that if there is no gay people to attack. The next people for them to attack will be you. Nobody is free until each and every one of us is free. You think because of gay people are the target to distract you today means that your life is better. Absolutely not. Your life is horrible because if we are not free as gay people, you are not free. Gay rights is human rights. Queer rights is human rights. It is about humanity at the end of the day. But all of you feel like, oh, your nyash is leaking, yada, yada, yada. No, if we are not free, you are not free. That is why I am saying to you that these laws do not protect the society. They endanger you and they endanger queer people as well. Because if we as queer people in Africa does not, and are not able to have our free rights and live as humans, you are never going to have freedom. You are never going to have proper human rights. That is why women are treated like shit in so many African countries. I say this to a lot of my friends that are women. I say this to them. Please, if a man is homophobic, transphobic, queerphobic, that man is misogynistic. Do not date him. That man will treat you less than. That man will disrespect you. That man will not see you as a human being. Because if that man does not understand that gay people, queer people are human beings, you are not in a safe place with that person. And this should be said because a lot of our people forget to think and use their brains. I understand that a lot of us feel like homosexuality is un-African, queerness is un-African, but the colonial roots of anti-gay laws is something that we need to talk about. Because this did not start from our culture. This was imported into Africa by way of colonization. But we have refused from the depth of our souls that we will not move forward. And that is horrible. These anti-gay laws are absolutely disgusting. Look at countries where you'll be looking at them, you'll be like, okay, they are doing something better. But then their leaders will just come up with some of these laws. And it's horrible. The colonial Africa had queer people, non-conforming people, and diverse expressions of identity. Homophobia was imported through British Victorian laws, Christian missionaries, and Islamic fundamentalism. This is the way it came to us. This is why, for instance, you go to the northern part of Nigeria, they will tell you Shakira law. Shakira law is what we are dealing with. Because of Shakira law, you are not going to be able to live your life. Shakira law says that this is bad, that is bad. Christianity law says that this is bad, that is bad. Religion said that it is not good. It is the problem. Because if you are a Christian, if you are someone that is religious, you should love thy neighbor as thyself. That is the law and religion that I knew as a child before I decided to say to myself, I am no longer going to be part of this. Because it is crazy that in 2025, in this time that we live in, countries are still enforcing these laws that are holding on to white colonial morality. These laws are not African culture. It is not our culture. I have said this so many times. The Igbo spirituality, the Igbo culture is based on fluidity, duality, and balance. You can be who you are. That is why the Igbo culture and some African culture allows you to get married to women if you are a woman, so that you can have children. It is flexible. It has balance. It has fluidity. I don't understand why a lot of our people tend to forget the root of their culture, forget where they are from. And some of them don't know their culture. I have had arguments with people where they will say to me, homosexuality and queerness is un-African. I will say to them, go and read about Kenya. Go and read about Uganda and Ghana and Nigeria. Read about some of the cultures. You will begin to understand that queerness has always been here. I am sick and tired of some of our leaders who use homosexuality as something for them to put out there for people not to question their bad leadership. Because what they do is, if they mention these anti-gay laws, a lot of people will be like, yes, they are the problem. The governments are not the problem. Meanwhile, instead of the government to be doing things that are right for its country, for its people, they will dangle homosexuality in their face. That happened in Nigeria. That happened in a lot of African countries. That happened in Ghana. And that is happening in a country now that I don't even want to mention, that a lot of people are saying that their leader is doing great. And what did he do? Anti-gay law. Why? I am asking a lot of you, why? Because this is absolutely disgusting what our leaders are doing. Africa did not create homophobia. We were taught homophobia. It is never in our culture. A lot of you need to go and read, research about your culture, research about who you are. Every day, I have been told that I'm ugly, that I am disgusting, that my face is strong, that who is going to be attracted to me. One thing I know for sure is that I am a very attractive man. I am sexy. I am smart. I am clever. I am doing the things. I am a nice person. I have a kind heart. I follow and I abide by the golden rule of humanity, which is love, kindness, empathy, compassion, and doing everything that needs to be done for humanity. But some of these people, because of I am a gay man, what they think in their head straight away, ugly, horrible, you are a sinner. And some of these people are just repressed DL demon queens. And I see this every time. Do you know, I was on TikTok live the other day and this person was saying to me, homosexuality and queer people suffer from mental illness. And I'm looking at him. I'm not trying to be disrespectful because I will never, ever say to anybody that they are poor, but boy, do they look like they are suffering from kwashiorkor. Some of these people need to worry about balanced diet, worry about inequitable distribution of resources in your countries, worry about your bad government. But what you are worried about is Charles. You are worried about me. You are worried about Charles, okay? That's who you are worried about. I am living my life unapologetically. I do not care about what you do in your house. All I care about is my community. All I care about is freedom for us to be able to live our lives unapologetically. I am not bothering you. And for some of you who are saying to me that I'm promoting homosexuality, that I'm teaching the younger ones, I am not responsible for you having a bad father and a bad mother who did not raise you well. I am not responsible for your nonsense. Let me tell you, a lot of these people do not understand how anti-gay laws work as tool of oppression. And this is not only for queer people, it is for a lot of you. And I was just saying this. It is a tactics that is used to control everybody. Because once they dangle this in your front, they dangle it over your head. You'll be like, yes, this is something for me to pursue, for me to use to fight against people, for me to vent all my frustrations. But you are part of the problem. And I don't think you know it. Politicians use queer people to distract from national failures. And you fall for this every day. Police extort, abuse, arrest, and assault queer people with impunity. And you will be there as a bystander and think that it is okay. You will participate in it. A lot of you women as well who are part of this, you are the collateral damage. I was saying this a few days ago to some people when I was speaking to them. I said to them, I am never, ever going to get married to someone's daughter and deceive them. I rather take insults from good-for-nothing people that their destiny has been chewed by a stray dog than get married to a woman and pretend that I'm straight to conform to society standards and then sleep with men behind their backs. I will never do that. I was prepared to tell lies until I was like, I'm never going to do that, telling lies that I'm with women for people not to know that I'm gay. I have gotten to a point where I am okay with myself. And I see a lot of these people who don't really know what's going on with them. Society uses these laws to justify violence, eviction from our homes, and blackmail. That is why something called keto exists. They lure you into coming to see them. They do all of these things to you. You are evicted from your family home when you are a queer person. Religious leaders weaponize fear to grow their influence around you. I came across a particular video a few months ago, and this pastor was talking about queer people. He was so freaking disgusting. I was so angry. And I'm looking at him. He was talking about Grindr. He was demonstrating. And I'm like, this is not the word of God. You are not a Christian. You are a wicked person pretending to be a Christian, and you think it's okay. And this is why sometimes when I look at some of these our religious leaders who claim that they are men of God, and I'll be like, you are a thief pretending to be a man of God, and it's not going to be well with you. These things are not okay. I have said this so many times, and I've said this to queer people who believe in God. There is nothing wrong for you to believe in God, because you can be a born again Christian and be a gay man. But I urge you to stop going to churches where they don't like queer people. There are churches who accept queer people. Go to those kind of churches where you are allowed to be gay, where you are allowed to be a lesbian, where you are allowed to be gender non-conforming, where you are allowed to be LGBTQIA+. There are a lot of churches, there are a lot of religious organizations that will allow you to be yourself. Go to those places. Don't go to places where you are made to be small, where you are looked down upon. Those are not places you should be going to. I have said this so many times. I will never, ever go to somewhere that I am not welcome. I was thinking the other day, I was looking at these anti-gay laws that I saw. I think it was something I was reading somewhere. I don't know how truthful this is, but it was Burkina Faso. They came out with this law, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, oh my God, this law is not just on paper. It is becoming a weapon in the hands of anyone looking for a target. And that is what happened in Nigeria and in Ghana, because this law has really, really become a weapon for them, and they are looking for a target. I have been told in Nigeria, it is not allowed for you to be gay. It is against the law. Therefore, come to Nigeria. If we see you in Nigeria, we're going to unalive you. I have been told, come to Ghana, come to Africa, we are going to attack you. Of course, some of these people are keyboard warriors. Some of them need to worry about eating and putting food on the table. I know this, right? But it is not a good thing for someone who is powerless to be in a society like this. You are going to be unalived because they've done that. There's so many queer people that have been unalived in Nigeria alone this year. And that is not okay. And nobody is saying anything about this at all. And I sit from where I am. I'm sitting here and I'm speaking, and that really, really breaks my heart. And it is the human cost. What these laws actually do costs our humanity. The real consequences we face as queer Africans is palpable. I see that every day. It is death, it is arrest, it is public humiliation, it is torture, it is keto setups, it is blackmail, it is forced marriages, families disowning their children, homelessness, suicide, violence that never gets punished, victims who are too scared to report anything to anybody because nobody is going to listen to them. I am tired to the depth of my soul, but I will continue to speak against all these inhumane treatments, these evil laws that we have in our countries, in our continent. Anti-gay laws create a world where queer people live in danger, even inside their homes. Because your father, your mother, your fathers, your mothers, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters see these things and they'll be like, yes, it is okay for me to attack you. You are evil. You are a sinner. Never come home. We don't want you here. And the problem is your leaders, colonization, anti-gay laws, and all of these things. Because what our people have done is that they refuse to say no to these barbaric laws, to these draconian laws. They refuse to let go. That is why there are streets in Nigeria with over 75 churches. That is why you hear prayers like prosperity and power, because God hates you as a gay person. That is why you hear things like repent, find Jesus. You are a sinner. You are not supposed to be alive. That is why you hear things like, I am going to kill you with my bare hands because God does not love someone like you. It is not okay. But you know what we are not going to be doing? We are not going to be silenced. Nobody is going to silence me. I will continue to speak. That is why this podcast is here. I will continue to do what I need to do. I will continue to be courageous. I will continue to give you courage. It is called strength, courage, and wisdom. It is called being visible. It is called representation. It is called living in your truth unapologetically. And we will continue to do that. Today, I am tired, but I am still here recording this because we are going to continue to do it. Anti-gay laws spread fear, power, and distraction. It's actually a political psychology that I have been thinking in my head, and I just do not know how to explain this because I am not a psychologist. But what I do know is that our African leaders use queer people to unite the public around hate. That is what they do. That is what they do every freaking day. It is easier to blame LGBTQIA plus people than fix the corruption we have in Africa. Because once you say to them, this is the people that are your problem, these people are sinners, this is the reason why we are not moving forward, this is the reason why our economy is bad, because these people are the sinners. They are bringing all these things into our land. They are making our country unclean. They are making our country to be evil. They will be hating you. Hatred is an extremely cheap political currency that these leaders use every day. And I see this happen time and time and time and time again. This is why sometimes I say to them, it shall never be well with you, because these laws distract from poverty, unemployment, insecurity, and the failures that our government have. I say this to these people all the time when they come to me. I will say to them, you have energy, my dear. You do. Take your energy to your government. Someone commented on one of the episodes and said to me, and said that they need to take it to some of these billionaires. Yeah, take it to them. Take it to your government. Your energy, your palaver, your strength that you have towards queer people. Take it to the Nigerian billionaires, the African billionaires, the African leaders. Take it there. Speak to your leaders. Speak to your pastors. That is where you should take it to, not to queer people, because we did not do anything to you whatsoever. We are just living our lives. We are just living our lives. And you know what your leaders are doing every time? When our countries are collapsing, our politicians go hunting for queer people. This happened in Nigeria. That is why the anti-gay law was passed in Nigeria. I'm not correct about the year. I think it was 2014. It was Goodluck Jonathan. That was during his presidency. When a country is collapsing, politicians go hunting for queer people. That is why there is anti-gay laws in Ghana, Burkina Faso recently, and a lot of African countries, because our leaders are crazy. They don't want to do what is needed for us. It is disgusting. What really, really is sad to me is the international silence on this. Western countries perform all this rainbow diplomacy, but they still support anti-gay governments. I haven't really seen anything that has been done about this, because I feel like if a lot of Western countries interfere in some shape or form, maybe some of these our leaders will begin to think twice. Maybe they do, and I don't know of it. Please let me know if any Western countries has interfered, because I cannot think of any on the top of my head right now that I'm recording this. If they have, let me know when you comment on the podcast, anywhere you listen to the podcast from, because I will want to know. The thing is that African queer activists are abandoned when the cameras leave. Like, it's okay, you are here, it is on camera and everything there, yada yada yada. It is for PR, all of these things. But as soon as the cameras are no longer there, all our activists are left to confront all the hate, and nobody is supporting them. Where refugees are trapped between homophobic homes and countries and hostile immigration systems. I have seen situations where people from Africa are trying to claim asylum and they are told that you are not even gay. We are not sure that you are gay. I know the number of letters I have written for people in support of them because I know that they are gay. And these things are things that go on every day because our queer refugees are trapped between homophobic home countries and hostile immigration systems, and something needs to be done about it. The only time I have seen something happen was recently, and it was Uganda that a particular NGO helped them fight against these laws. And something like this needs to happen a lot. We're Africans, we are fighting alone. We are fighting alone every time, and the world benefits from our silence. We are tired of fighting and fighting and fighting for our lives. That is what African activists do every day. African queer activists are risking their lives because of this. They do all this underground network supports and nobody's helping us. We are doing it ourselves and we need to be helped. Africans who are queer, we need to be supported because it is horrible on the continent for our queer brothers in Africa. How else are we going to be able to confront this government? This is why I said that if I happen to get to a stage where I'm able to open a foundation, a charity, and things like this that can be based in a few African countries like Ghana, Nigeria, and maybe South Africa or somewhere where we can help people that are queer that needs help. That is something that we will need to do because visibility is an act of rebellion in countries where being queer is a crime. Because me being visible as someone that is from Africa, that is Igbo, that is gay, that is Nigerian, that is from Njikoka local government area of Anambra State, and I am saying it with my full chest, it means a lot. I am breaking generational barrier, cause, and things like this. I am saying that we exist and we can live our life unapologetically. And doing that alone is not enough. We need to be able to help people who need help. Because I have come across a lot of queer people from Africa who need support every day. And I feel so bad because it's just me. I'm an individual, but I'm doing my best and I'm trying. We will continue to fight. Whether I am here or not, whether I am no longer here, we will continue to fight. Nobody's going to silence us. Do you know what needs to change? We need real solutions and we need this to change. We need to decriminalize being queer in Africa. We need protection laws. We need education and cultural reclamation. Education is key. People need to unlearn some of the bullshits that they've learned. People need to understand that it is about humanity. We need queer affirming mental health support. We need funding for queer organizations. We need safe spaces and shelters. We need public representation. And that is what I'm doing. I'm being visible. I'm doing what needs to be done. We don't need tolerance. We need rights, safety, and dignity. Because being tolerated is saying to you that I know you are disgusting, but I will just allow you to be there. As long as you are not bothering me, we don't need to be tolerated. We need our rights, our safety, and our dignity. My message to queer Africans living under these draconian laws is your existence is not illegal. Your love is not a crime. These laws were designed to break you, but here you are. You are surviving, you are loving, you are dreaming, you have hope. And having hope will take you a long way. You are not the shame of Africa. You are its possibility. You are its light. You are its future. You are the future. You are the light. You are the leader. You are the captain of industries for tomorrow. You are greater tomorrow. Where Africans are not the problem. Our laws are the problem. Our leaders, our religious leaders, our presidents, our parents, our uncles, they are the problem. The fight continues. It does not stop here. We will continue to fight. Anti-gay laws may control our countries, but they They will never, ever, ever control our spirits and our souls because we are delights. We are powerful. We are amazing. We are unique. We are doing the things. We are fabulous. They will never be able to dim our lights because we are delights. We are wonderful. The future of Africa is queer because the future of Africa is human. Queer people are always going to be in this world. As I am speaking to you now, someone gave birth to a queer child because people give birth every day. You are a human being. It is about humanity. I want to encourage you today. Support African queer organizations if you can and fight for your freedom. Keep fighting for your freedom. Stay visible, stay safe, keep fighting for freedom because nobody is free until everyone is free. So a lot of African people do not understand this. If queer people are targeted, if they don't see queer people to target, they will target you. You are not free until each and every one of us is free. If you are queer, if you are an ally listening to this, remember this. You are wonderful. You are fabulous. You are amazing. You are everything good. You are the lights. I have been Charles. This is Igbo Queer and Unfiltered Podcast. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining the movement for truth, visibility, representation, and freedom. I will see you in the next episode. Remain wonderful. See you soon.